Hi everyone. How are you today? I hope you're fine. Welcome to English class again. Today's lesson will be about modal verbs. So let's get started. In this lesson, we will talk about modal verbs, how and why they are used, modals of deduction, modals in the passive voice, and we will finish with some exercises. But before we start, let's review some of the modal verbs used in English. So, let's see how many of them you can remember.
Can,
cold,
may, might, will,
would,
must,
have to, need to.
Very good. Now, let's see the form and the use of modal verbs. You should know that every modal verb expresses a certain meaning. You see this kid? Is he good at swimming?
Yes, he is good.
What about his friends?
They are not good at swimming.
Great. So, we say, Tom can swim, but his friends can't. We can also say, Tom is able to swim, but his friends are not. This is Adam. When he was 10 years old, he could speak French and English. So, Adam could speak 2 languages when he was a kid. We use can and could to express ability. So, we use could, can, can't, be able to, plus verb in the infinitive. Sometimes in the class, you want to go out or answer a question, but you ask for your teacher's permission. So, what do you say?
Can I answer the question?
Great. Or you say, may I clean the board? Therefore, we use the modals may and can to express permission. We have may or can plus verb in the infinitive. Look at the sky. It's cloudy. And the girl is not sure whether it will rain or not, she said.
The sky is cloudy. It may rain today.
Let's look at the second example. The students are revising their lessons, but why? They said, let's revise our lessons. The teacher might give us an exam tomorrow.
They're used to say that it's possible to rain or to have an exam.
Good. These modals are used to express possibility. The rule is may, might, plus verb in the infinitive. Look at this picture. What is the first thing you do when you get in a car?
You fasten the seat belt?
Of course. Is it just optional?
No, it's not optional because it's the law.
Good. So, when you get in the car, you have to do up the seat belt. Okay. What does the Moroccan government tell students to do during the coronavirus lockdown?
They tell the students to stay at home?
Because of the coronavirus, you must stay at home and study online. The modals have to and must are used to express obligation. They are followed by the infinitive form of the verb. You see this sign? You find it in schools or hospitals. What does it tell?
It is not allowed to smoke.
Great, it says. You mustn't smoke in the hospital. Look at these students. They are having an exam. What is the student in the red pullover doing?
He is cheating?
Is it allowed to cheat in the exams?
No, it's not a good thing to do. Students should rely on themselves.
Great. Students mustn't copy each other's answers in the exam. So, mustn't is used to express prohibition. Again, mustn't is followed by the infinitive form of the verb. This is a new tourist in Marrakesh. He seems to be lost and he is asking for directions. Listen to what he said.
Would you please show me the way to the police office?
Sure. Go straight and take the first left. It's on your right, opposite the library.
So, the modal verb, would, is here used to express request. So we use would, could, can, and will, followed by a verb in the infinitive. How is the weather like today?
It is sunny.
What is the boy wearing?
He is wearing a jacket.
Is it necessary to wear a jacket in a sunny day?
No, it is not necessary, because it is sunny.
Great. You needn't wear a jacket, it's hot outside. In the second picture, Jack has to sleep early, he has classes tomorrow morning. Here it's necessary for Jack to go to bed early. So, needn't in the first example expresses lack of necessity. It means that it's not necessary to do something. But, in the second example, the modal, have to, expresses necessity. These modals are followed by the infinitive form of the verb. Now, Fatima, can you tell me what the problem with this man is?
This man looks tired and sick.
Great. What do you advise him to do?
Okay. I advise him to visit a doctor.
Nice. We can say, he should see a doctor as soon as possible. We can also say, he ought to visit a doctor. So, we use ought to or should to express advice. In the present, these modals are followed by the verb in the infinitive. Now, let's move to look at modals of deduction. Deduction is a conclusion that you make after thinking about a situation, or based on a factor based on what you can see. For example, Amin,
Yes, teacher.
look at this man and tell me what you think about him. Is he rich or poor?
It seems to me that he is rich.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, I'm sure. Because he has a very expensive car.
Great, Amin. This is a deduction. So, if you are sure that he is rich, you can say, he must be rich. This girl hasn't seen her friend at work in the last month. She said. We haven't seen Bob for a long time. He must have changed his job. So, we use must to express certainty. When you are sure about something. But, the difference between the first and the second example is that in the first expresses certainty in the present. In this case, must is followed by the infinitive. The second example expresses certainty in the past. So, must is followed by have plus past participle. This is Sarah. She is a hardworking student. She is the best student in the class. She will have an exam. And her teacher said, Sarah can't fail. She is always top of the class. The teacher thinks that it is impossible for Sarah to fail the test. There is a murder, and Detective Conan is trying to find the criminal. The police suspected Mr. Brown. But, Conan said, Mr. Brown can't have done it. He was in France when the crime was committed. So Conan thinks that it was impossible that Mr. Brown killed the man. The modal, can't, is used to express impossibility. The first example is in the present. That's why we use can't plus infinitive. But the second example is in the past. So we say, can't have plus past participle.
Who is calling you right now?
I don't know. It might be my mom.
Jane is not sure about the person who is calling her. It is possible that her mom is calling her.
My friend wasn't at home yesterday. He may have gone out for a picnic.
Tom visited his friend yesterday. But, he didn't find him at home. Remember, this was in the past. His friend was possibly out for a picnic. So as we said before, the modal, may, expresses possibility. But you have to pay attention to the present and past forms. In the present the modal is followed by the infinitive form of the verb. While in the past the modal is followed by have plus past participle. Now, let's see a summary of what we have been talking about so far. You can pause the video and go through this chart. Now, let's see how modal verbs are used in the passive voice. Remember, you have already studied this in Unit 4. As we have seen in this video, there are present modals and past modals. Let's take this sentence as an example. It is in the active voice. You must finish this work today. Can someone turn it into passive voice?
This work must be finished today.
Great. In the passive voice, modals are followed by the infinitive form of the verb to be, plus the past participle of the main verb. Now, for past modals, let's take this example. You must have finished this work yesterday. Can someone turn it into passive voice?
This work should have been finished yesterday.
Very nice. In the passive voice, past modals are followed by have been, plus past participle of the main verb. Now, it's time to do some exercises. Please read these sentences carefully. See whether they are talking about the present or the past. And then, choose the best answer. You can pause the video and do the exercise. Now, let's correct the exercise. Number 1. He can't be French. His French is terrible. Number 2. The kids are calm today. They have been playing for more than 3 hours. They must be tired. Number 3. Although Layla was very hungry, she didn't eat very much. She may not have liked the food. Number 4. The phone is ringing. It must be Mary. She promised she would call. Number 5. I did not know you needed help. You should have told me. Number 6. I am so tired. I need some rest. I think should take a week off to recharge batteries. Number 7. I can't believe you. Nancy can't have traveled to Mexico last weekend. I have just met her in shopping center. Exercise number 2. Rewrite these sentences beginning as suggested. Number 1. Active voice. We all agree that we must take action. Passive voice. We all agree that action must be taken. Number 2. Active voice. They should have made things clear to the boss. Passive voice. Things should have been made clear to the boss. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you get the lesson. See you in another video with a new lesson. Bye.